And good morning to you back. As stated during the 8 o'clock hour, I was going to be back for Wake Up. And we have this special guest today, a dear friend of not only myself, but to Mr. Wes Cookman as well. He hails from Dunn, North Carolina, and he's my brother from another mother.
Amen.
And just an all-around great guy. We're going to be talking about an event that they're having at his business on August 29th of next month, August 29th. And good morning to you, our audience, and also to my friend, Mr. Dallas Dafford.
Good morning, Pastor Williams, and to everyone else.
Okay, well, look,
pleasure
brother,
to be here.
Well, look, we love you, man. So you can call me Troy on this show, okay?
All right, Troy. All right.
So excited about some great things that you guys are doing, honoring your mom and dad. And for folk that don't know about them, I want to talk about them a little bit because I think that they have really an historic legacy that is worth mentioning, how they started and what they're doing. And in particular, they started in 1946, the Dafford Funeral Home Incorporated. That was pretty powerful.
Yes, as I look back on it, my dad, of course, was in World War II.
Correct.
Married my mom in January of 46. Was currently working at the renowned Garris Funeral Home.
Which is in Fayetteville.
Which is in Fayetteville.
Right.
And they moved to Dunn in August of 46. My dad had to venture out on his own. My mom was an educator, and she was given a position at the Black High School in Dunn, North Carolina, the old Hornet High Training School at that time. So that's how they got started in Dunn. And from there, over the past 80 years, they have they built a legacy that I have tried to uphold since I've been young enough to get into it.
Right.
But my dad especially was a community-oriented gentleman, very compassionate with people.
Certainly.
Always wanted to help where he could. And my mother was the type of person that never met a stranger. And being an educator, of course, she was involved with a lot of the African-American students from the community. And they loved her as a second mother. So that's basically how they got started.
Yeah, well, you know, of course, I remember just being a little tiny kid, and always remembering the service that you guys provided. I always thought about, though, historically speaking, there were a lot of uninsured people at one time in the African-American community, and didn't have something called a burying league or something like that?
Yeah, I had what they call the Burial Association.
Okay, all right.
And there was Quinn Funeral Home, which was a white funeral home.
Right.
In Dunn. And they were retiring, I think. I'm not quite certain. But he actually granted, I guess you would say, his burial association for the African Americans to my father. And so my father and my mother went door to door back in those days.
Right.
And presented themselves to the clients. And from there, it just sort of, built itself to where it is now.
Yeah, well, because before your father deceased, he told me about that, and I thought that was interesting. There are some vocations that are kind of culturally segmented to a race.
Right. Correct.
And that's probably changing a little bit, but I would think that they didn't call y'all morticians back then. In my mind, they call you undertakers.
Undertakers. That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's been something that is in the African American community. That was actually and also an esteemed vocation among African Americans.
Yeah, that I would venture to say that in that era, mortician, undertaker, educator,
Right.
all
Both those.
ministers
Right.
were the three prominent vocations that were germane to our culture,
Right.
you know. And having said that, to be ingratiated in the community with those tentacles
Right.
is an asset that helped them grow. you
Right.
know, but that was pretty much germane to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you all's motto is.
Our aim is to be worthy of your trust.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think that you were certainly able to accomplish, you know, because it just me from the outside looking in now. It looks like that when you do the kind of work that you do, people need to feel comfortable with, they're just not like going out buying a car, you run one place to the next, you know, they kind of get locked into, we're going here
Right.
to get this particular service done. And, you know, to me, that's a very powerful thing when you look at it, because you got to develop a kind of reputation with people, whereas that they trust you and you flow with that.
Correct. As you say, my dad set the standard.
Right.
Some of his co-workers, particularly one that I grew up under, let me know early on that if you were going to do something for death at funeral home, you had to do it in a professional manner.
Right.
My dad recalled to me that one of the first services that he did in the Bun Level community,
Okay.
where that you're familiar with,
Right.
the service was at the Old McLean Chapel Church.
Correct.
Family lived right on Rainer McLean Road,
Okay.
maybe 10 minutes from the church. He had indicated to the family that he would be there at a certain time so that they could return to the church at the proper time. He said when he got to the home, nobody had gotten ready yet.
Ooh.
So he said he expressed to the next of kin. Now, we set this funeral at 2 o'clock, let's say, and it's time for us to be getting there. But he always instilled in me that you don't want a family waiting on you. You be there 15 minutes or 20 minutes before you're supposed to be there. So if there's some problems, it's not with the funeral home. And I've always carried that in my mind and expressed that to my staff now. So that's the way we handle things.
Right. Well, so it was two of you guys, and you and your sister.
Yes.
And of course, you know, I know your sister. She's married to an attorney who happened to be the brother of Mickey Michaud.
Correct.
Out
Eric.
of Durham, right?
Out of Durham.
And you know, the Honorable Mickey was one of the first individuals to be elected post Reconstruction in our North Carolina General Assembly. As a matter of fact, hasn't
Correct.
been retired that long.
Right.
So, but I just wonder, for you and your sister, how was it growing up in that environment? You know, because I mean, there had to be a lot expected out of you guys. You weren't expected to walk on water, but pretty close to it.
Well, I never looked at it that way.
Okay.
My sister, of course, was the senior member of,
Right.
of my clan, and I looked up to her. And she may be watching, so I'm telling her something that she should know. I tried to follow in her footsteps
Right.
because she was very well educated. She carried herself in a very professional manner in that era. And she and I were so close because there were only two of us. And I guess, Troy, to look at it from a personal standpoint of view, we felt like we had to stay together with ourselves, because you know how communities can be,
Right.
as they put labels on you, and good or bad. And once she became involved with Eric, my brother-in-law, he's my brother, so
Right.
brother from another mother too.
Right.
And then meeting Mickey and getting involved in politics, it was an eye-opening experience, let's put it that way. But to follow in those footsteps is something that I wanted to do, because my dad was, he was the type of fellow, he was sort of laid back, but he was very involved. And so he and Mickey, of course, had quite a few conversations at family gatherings that kind of helped us back in the Harnett County community. So I appreciated that so very much. And still to this day, we sit down and talk a little bit whenever we have a family gathering that I go up to be with them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So how has it been, with your mom being a school teacher? I mean, you couldn't get away with anything in school, man. Come on.
Well, my mother was an 8th grade teacher.
Okay.
And in the black community, I guess you call it middle school now, 6th, 7th, and 8th grades were
Right.
downstairs.
Right.
In high school, 9 through 12 was upstairs in the same building.
Right.
So my mother made sure that my sister, we're a year apart. She made sure that both of us were in her home rooms in the 8th grade. And me especially, she made an example out of me. And I used to ask her, I said, well, why are you getting on me every morning? She said, well, I get on you so the others know that I mean business.
Uh-oh.
And then upstairs, I had to carry myself in a certain manner, because if something got out of place,
Yeah.
all they had to do was call Mrs. Dafford downstairs.
Right.
And I not only got chastised at school, but you know how that is when you get home.
Uh-oh. When
Back
you get
in
home.
that day.
Right.
So that was, and now I can appreciate that.
Right.
Sternness and,
Yeah.
direction and things like that. So it made me a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it wasn't just about providing the kind of services that you all provide. As entrepreneurs, you help people in other ways. I mean, let's be honest, sometimes you guys were the bank.
Quite a bit.
Right.
Quite a bit. My dad had several instances. I'll give you a good example. He had, after he passed away, of course, I was going through his personal things.
Right.
And he had a little notebook,
Right.
a little flip page notebook that I guess you could say, in banking vernacular, he had people that he had loaned money to and how they paid it back. $10 here, $15 there, But he kept a ledger. And to this day, some of his former clients still call me and tell me how appreciative they are of what he did to help them get a loan. And that meant so much to me. And I still do it on occasion. If there's a need, that's what I try to help provide.
Sure.
Not that we're all that in a bag of chips, but if we can help somebody,
Right.
in a positive way, that's what we try to do.
So, and you started and done, but really, I watch your page. Sometimes you're in Raleigh, you're in Durham. Certainly, you're down here with your good friend Trifina.
Oh yeah, Tri's my girl.
Yeah,
She's
right.
my girl.
So,
yeah.
Trifina Wiseman. But you guys are all over the place, and you've expanded. And matter of fact, before your father passed, you guys had another facility in Andrew.
Right. My dad, and I was young enough to help out then. He had some very close friends, the Lees, Edgar and Inez Lee, who were very good in the Andrew community, political-wise and community-wise.
Right.
That asked him to put a chapel, per se, in the Andrew community for those folks there, which we did out of one of their properties. And after their demise, and we felt the need to try to expand that property, it was more or less landlocked. So we were fortunate enough to purchase some property that I constructed a full-service funeral home in Andrew in 2002.
Right.
And it was very successful. Community accepted us very well, so that meant that we could expand out from Andrew to Fuquay, Raleigh, up in that area. And of course, unfortunately, it was my desire was for my son to really manage that, but the Lord had something different planned for him.
Right.
So we're still there.
Right.
And hopefully we can build upon that as the future deems necessary.
Certainly. Well, you guys, the legacy of your dad, his commitment to community, because I know that not only did he serve on boards, but you and your family have served on boards. You are a member of the Dunn City Council.
Yeah.
You the mayor pro tem at one point, correct?
Mayor pro tem for 10 years.
Right. And you're now deceased spouse. I know you guys served on the hospital board there.
Right.
So you was y'all were busy. You just weren't burying folks.
That's right. Yeah. We were fortunate enough to be elected to City Council in 1987.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I was elected twice again after 4 years each, and was elected to be the mayor pro tem for that entire time. Served on the Betsy Johnson Hospital Board,
correct.
Dunn Housing Authority Board, past master of my lodge.
Right.
My dad was also past master.
Correct.
So I guess his involvement in the community rubbed off on me.
Right.
That we just felt the need to be involved as much as we could.
Right.
So.
Well, as you stated in a release that you're going to have is that you are actually celebrating the community on the 29th of August.
Right.
You guys are going to be there at your place of business from is that 12 to 5?
12 to 5.
12
right.
to 5. And you
right.
want people to come back and y'all just
yes. We just want them to.
Right.
We just want to say thank you.
Yeah, bring your cameras in. These are cameras now.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Bring your cameras. Take pictures, but we want you to come, fellowship, have a good meal.
Yeah.
My staff and I and my family and I just wanted to honor my mom and dad for 80 years and this community allowing us to be there. We just wanted to say thank you so very much for that. And we hope to continue the legacy as long as the Lord allows us to do so.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for that. I certainly want to be there on that date, and for all of the things that you guys have done for the community that I grew up in, and because I was a little guy. You didn't know me then, but I was following you. I know you played on the basketball team.
Yeah.
At Hunt High.
Yeah.
And, I remember when my older brother Otis was in Vietnam. I remember you going to Vietnam too. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk about some of that after the break. You know what I mean? Because you went off to school and your vocation and actually went to Vietnam and started doing that.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I want to talk a little bit about that. But
right.
Let's go to a break now, and we'll be back again. I guess is Mr. Dallas Dafford and my good friend and my brother. And they're going to have an 80th anniversary on August 29th. Now understand, in any kind of business, for you to make it 80 years,
80 years.
That's not nothing to really blink at nowadays. So we're excited about that. And look, I want to bring him back so we can talk some more about some things, not just about this. But anyway, look, we'll be talking more on the other side of the break. We'll be back for more following this.
Apostle William T. Ford Sr., you're listening to Wake Up.
The U.S. and Iran have exchanged intensified fire across the Middle East. A bomb threat made against UNC's Kenan Stadium prompted hours-long police investigation. The stadium was evacuated. No bomb was found. Attorneys general from North Carolina and 47 other states are pushing for further efforts for the federal government to crack down on illegal robocalls. North Carolina is investing $7 million to help reduce wildfire risk in western North Carolina, where officials say Helene left behind millions of downed trees and branches that are now creating dangerous fire conditions. The North Carolina state budget includes $25 million to reestablish essential health care in Martin County. Sale of previously occupied U.S. homes slowed in June, but a key measure of the home prices climbed to an all-time high. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We do have a cold front approaching the area. That means showers and thunderstorms will be on the increase later this afternoon and into the weekend as well. We're under level 1 risk for severe storms. That means any of the storms could have damaging wind gusts, the high in the mid-90s to about 100. Early showers and storms, the low in the low to mid-70s. And then tomorrow, still a level 1 risk for severe storms. Scattered showers and storms are likely, not as hot, the high in the low to mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Mike Mays in the NCN Weather Center.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. The Fayetteville Police Department says as we reach the halfway point of the year, they are proud to share a snapshot of the impact the K-9 unit has made in the community. The K-9 unit has had 337 total deployments this year. That includes 250 detection deployments and 87 patrol deployments. The unit has had 118 positive K-9 indications, 36 criminal arrests, and 8 people located. Fayetteville Police K-9 handlers and K-9s answer each call with professionalism, dedication, and outstanding results. From proactive patrols and narcotics detection to tracking, training, and public safety, the numbers represent countless hours of hard work behind the scenes. Fayetteville Cumberland Parks and Rec says heads up, the railroad crossing on the trail near the Clark Park and Nature Center will be under repair Monday, July 13th and Tuesday the 14th. The rest of the trail, park, and nature center will remain open as usual. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
This is Apostle Norman Wilson Neal
and Evangelist Carolyn Murphy
of Word of Life Teaching and Deliverance Broadcast, and you are listening to Wake Up.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hoke, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
Remember the rotary phone? Well, soon that's what people are going to ask about gas-powered cars. And every day we see videos of robots becoming more and more like us. Welcome to the future. At Fayetteville State University, we believe that anything really can happen. So wherever it is that you want to go, we've got a program for that. Visit Fayetteville State University and find out how we're preparing students just like you for what comes next. Fayetteville State University. Are you in?
Pastor T.C. Leak of Smith Temple Church of God in Christ. We invite you to come and share with us in our services Sunday morning, our Sunday school at 10 o'clock, 11:35, morning worship. We have healing and deliverance every first Sunday night. We invite you to come and share with us in that service, and God will bless you and do you good. God bless you and heaven smile upon you is my prayer.
33rd anniversary celebration for Pastor Wendy Peterson and Unity, July 18th, 2026. Faith Covenant Worship Center, 742 East Russell Street, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Advance 20, at the door 25. Doors open 3 p.m. Celebration service time 4 p.m. On the 33rd anniversary celebration for Pastor Wendy Peterson and Unity will be the Echo Airs. Solomon Ledbetter Jr., and Blessed Voices, Real Connection, Shirley McNeil and Singers of Faith, the New Gospel Trumpeters, the Spiritual Eds. For more information and for tickets, 910-850-7351, 910-797-3423, or 910-309-0871. Don't miss it. Make plans now to be there. The 33rd anniversary celebration for Pastor Wendy Peterson and Unity, July 18th, 2026, Faith Covenant Worship Center, Fayetteville.
This is Sarah Alford, and I am the pastor of Joy Fellowship Outreach Ministry located at 18336 Highway 87 West, Tar Heel, North Carolina. And I am excited to be a part of Wake Up.
And we're back inside of Wake Up again. I guess this morning, Dallas Dafford, president of Dafford Funeral Home. The subject is this great event that they're going to be having on August 29th from
Correct.
12 to 5 over on, is that Edgerton?
707 East Edgerton Street.
Right, 707 East Edgerton Street.
Uh-huh.
And that's where all the roads going to be leading that way.
We hope so. Come and enjoy.
Right, come off 95 and turn right there.
That's right.
Off Cumberland, you find your way.
You find your way.
Certainly, come back a little bit more. Your parents, just great individuals. I knew both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And but let me talk a little bit about you now. Okay, so like I said, you like the big brother. You know, you and my brother, y'all was over there. Now I want to be like you guys so bad. I really did. You went to school in Minnesota, correct?
Correct.
For mortuary science.
Correct. Yeah, I started at North Carolina Central.
Okay.
Did 2 years there.
Mm-hmm.
My mother found that the University of Minnesota was one of the few colleges and universities that offered a degree in mortuary science at that time. So I wasn't doing as well at Central as I was supposed to have been doing. So I have to admit that.
What was that? That didn't have anything to do with your mental ability, right?
No, it didn't have anything to do with the mental ability. It had to do with the extracurricular activities.
Okay. Sorry about that.
But anyway, she snatched me up.
Okay,
and,
all right.
You know my mother.
Yes.
She drove me to the University of Minnesota.
Get out of here.
Drove me there. Dropped me off.
Okay.
Had a very good experience there for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
Got my degree. Was going for another degree, but then her health deteriorated.
Right.
So I had to come back and started working in the business.
Right.
Graduated from University of Minnesota in 1969.
Right.
Worked of all of 1970.
Right.
In the business at home.
Right.
Young man, married with a young daughter. January of 71, I get my notice that Uncle Sam wants me. So I got drafted. Did the perfunctory basic AIT and then got my orders to Vietnam. And was in what we call military-wise graves registration, which is basically what we do here in the States. A very harrowing time, from 70, 71, 72. Fortunate enough to come back in one piece.
Right.
And then been at the funeral home in that area ever since.
So, but now when you first came out, you were at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, correct?
When I went to basic, that was Fort Jackson.
Right.
Left there, went to Fort Lee,
right,
Virginia for AIT, Quartermaster School.
Right.
After that, Troy, they sent me to Fort Ord, California.
Mm-hmm.
My MOS, or modus operandi, was never on the base. I was attached to the hospital as an assistant to the pathologist.
Okay.
And I was told later that they were just waiting on someone to, I guess, qualify to leave Vietnam, and for me to take their place.
Wow.
So I actually got my orders in December of '71. My birthday is on December 26th.
Correct.
So I did get a little stay until after that.
Right.
But then I left and spent that year in Vietnam.
Okay. So, and over there, you were doing what you do.
Right, yeah. I was actually attached to a unit in Phu Bai, which was up north. We were in charge of doing what they call search and recovery. If there was military personnel that was shot down or, ambushed, we had to go in, identify them.
Right.
Bring them back so that they could be processed to come back to the States.
Right.
And during that time, the enemy, the Viet Cong, of course, booby-trapped their bodies.
Yeah,
So
you roll
you
the
had-
body over and get blown up.
Right, roll the body over, you get blown up. So be very particular about how you did your business. And spent my last 6 months down in Da Nang, where we would go to the German hospital and basically do the same thing, and still did some search and recoveries out in the valley. So.
So you wind up, you coming back, mom and dad, 'cause mom's still in charge.
Oh,
so
yeah.
mom has you back and done.
Back and done. back working. Got back in September, October of '72. Went directly to work. My parents' home was lost to fire in '74. So my mom and dad lived with my wife and my daughter and I for 2 years until their new home was built, which is on Harnett Street, right directly behind the funeral home now.
Right.
So from there to now, and until the Lord called her home, she was still in charge.
Yeah. I know she was in charge. She walk in, y'all snap to attention.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we did. But she was, I meet people now that are seniors.
Right.
Especially ladies that will tell me every time they came to the funeral home, it was just like going home, because she would always want to give them a hug and see how they were doing and things like that. So, that meant so much to me, because Troy, I saw how hard my mom and dad worked to build the business. And it was my aim to make sure that they were able, Lord willing, and my sister and I both wanted to give them some quality of life in their senior years. And I was so pleased that we were able to do that for about 10 years. So
I think
it's
some
been
people
a blessing to me.
Don't realize in your vocation just how much all of you all have to give, because, it's like there are no days off. People are doing, people leaving, God's calling people to transition, and, you got to go pick up someone's body on any day.
Oh, yeah.
It could be Christmas Day. It could be New Year's. It could be on your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That seems like it's a lot of stress, Doc.
It is. And, when I look back over it, in my younger days, we didn't have cell phones,
Right, that's right.
It was, the funeral home phone had an extension to the house.
Right.
So after business hours, the first call that comes in either comes to me or was coming to my dad.
Right.
So most of the time it was coming to me.
Correct.
So I could be preparing to have dinner.
Yeah.
Get a call, I'd have to go.
Right.
Now, in the early years, we were basically the rescue or ambulance service, as they called it, for our culture.
Right.
We would get a call 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Someone has had an incident at, a nightclub or highway or whatever. We had to go. And during the 60s, the local hospital basically did not want to treat us.
Right.
If it was a serious, say, a stabbing or a gunshot wound or something, we would have to take that individual up to Chapel Hill, UNC.
Wow.
And at Chapel Hill,
Right.
or Duke, they would not transfer that patient from my stretcher to their stretcher. They would try their best to work on them on my stretcher so that I would have to bring them back home. So I may stay 2 or 3 hours at that hospital.
Wow.
Then bring that patient back.
Wow.
Then go home, and within 2 or 3 hours, you may get another call. But that's the way it was back in those days.
That's some history, man.
Yeah, that's the way it was back in those days.
Well, you know, I also read this thing about during the Civil Rights era. I forget exactly where now, but Dr. King and them, they would meet at the funeral home late at night. You know, I mean, that was the safest place for them to meet. I mean, you know,
That happened in Dunn. We had meetings at churches
Right.
or at funeral homes.
Right.
Right.
But you know, the church, they're watching the church, but the funeral home, you know,
Right.
because I think I saw even a movie about that. I mean, I was like, wow. I mean, that was incredible how that one vocation. I'm just saying, you know, it seems like the mortician trade plays such a huge part into the advancement of this particular culture in a lot of ways.
And that was in most of the southern states.
Right.
And most funeral homes, in my opinion, especially in the North Carolina Funeral Directors and Mortician Association of North Carolina, which is predominantly a black organization, most of the morticians were community people.
Right.
Had to be.
Right.
And then they had to be politically involved also.
Right.
To try to see about getting some things done for our communities, you know.
So now, the name of that group again is, say that real slow now?
Is the Funeral Directors and Morticians Association of North Carolina Incorporated.
Right, and that's pretty much an Afrocentric organization.
Correct.
You know, when I'm traveling the state and I run into this folks, I say, you know my brother? Yeah, I know him. So recently, they honored you, just recently.
Yeah, my association in 25.
Last year.
Huh?
That was last year.
Last year.
Right.
At the annual state convention.
Correct.
Honored me as what they call the Trailblazer Award, which is given to a senior mortician, I guess, that they feel like has done so much not only for the organization but for the community at home.
Right.
I was honored to have that.
Yeah, well, you know, very well deserved, though. Very well deserved.
My dad was a past president of that association.
Right.
I'm a past president of that association. He was their man of the year during his time. So,
you and your dad both are also recipients of the Order of Longleaf Pine. So,
Correct.
you know, you guys have just done great things.
And, you know, I give you your props for helping me in that arena. And it meant a lot to me.
Man, look, I mean, you know, it meant a lot to us, all of us, that was a great day, you know.
I appreciate that, Troy.
With Mickey being there. And
to give that to me,
that was
the highlight.
That was Charlie.
That was the highlight. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah.
So, you know, all these things culminate. It's been a grand 80 years. Of course, you haven't been here 80 years.
No, I'm working on 79.
Right, you're working on 79. December 26th, you'll
26 will be 79. Right.
So, you know, you're saying as my brother. You know, my brother just turned 79 on Tuesday.
Yeah, he and I are very close. Your brother and I have a very close connection.
Yeah. So
Otis is, he's not as close as you and I are.
Right.
But he's right. He's a close second.
Yeah. So he told me, I said, man, I got one more to get to 80. I said, brother, I'm trying to look. I'm in my 70s too, so I'm trying to get through it with you guys, man.
Yes.
But that's wonderful, man. And, you know, beautiful family, got grandkids there. I know that's exciting. And, you know, you have, you were a widower, and now you have a new wife.
Yes.
And, and she's fantastic. She's marvelous.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
you guys are an awesome couple, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she's, her name is Lynn.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, and we'll meet her on the 29th. she's been my rock.
Right.
She's been my rock. You know.
And she's in the same
She's
line of
a
work you in.
former funeral service practitioner also.
Right.
From the Washington D.C. area.
Right.
Yeah. We've been friends for 30 plus years or so.
Right.
We'd always have some connections at the national convention of
Right.
black funeral directors. So.
Sure, she's a widow and you a widower.
Right.
And God got you guys together now.
That's right.
And that's awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
I appreciate that.
That's the guys, they're a beautiful couple.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, but anyway, well, we're looking forward to that event there. So we having filet mignon, hot dogs.
Might be hot dog and hamburger, but come and enjoy anyway. If I would, I want to mention one person. That's my daughter, Teresa.
Sure, right.
She was my only child for 12 years.
Correct.
She is a retired educator.
Okay.
From Durham County Public Schools.
Right.
And is now trying to enjoy retirement.
Okay.
And I just want to let her know how much Dad loves her.
Yeah.
And glad to see that she's enjoying life now.
Right. And so also her son.
Her son is Julian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julian Humes. He's a hedge fund gentleman in Chicago, Illinois.
He's a big guy, man.
And he's getting ready to get married.
Okay.
Yeah, in October.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
wonderful. Well,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Well, I just thank God for you guys being who you are and what you've been able to accomplish. You run into young people that want to get into business, entrepreneurship. It's hard working for yourself, isn't it?
Yes, it is, man. And I also want to give a shout out to my staff.
Right.
I have a wonderful staff of professionals now that I lean on very heavily.
Right.
And they've been there for me and for my family during the tough times, the dark times, and they've handled it with the grace of God and the support of the community. But I do want to give them a shout out for having my back.
Yeah,
and
I know
that
you got so. Good team. Good team.
Oh yeah,
Solid team.
I'm very proud of them.
Right.
Very proud of them.
And look, when you see these guys, man, they're all dressed alike, and everybody is looking good, clean shaven, and all that other stuff. And that's. I think appearances matter when you come to these things. I really like the way you guys deal with veterans. If the person was in a particular branch of service, then you have that emblem there on your cars and all of that. That's powerful.
Thank you.
That's powerful.
Thank you. We feel like that they deserve the honor in death as they did honoring us by their services.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I guess, people don't understand so much about, getting the kind of services that you all provide now, consultation-wise, it's important that people, well, first of all, they need to pre-plan a little bit, I think.
Correct.
And,
Correct. It's always good to, to pre-plan, get your affairs in order.
Right.
Have your, have your ingredients in the pot.
Right.
So that when the pot is stirred, everything's going to be okay. We do offer pre-need insurance, trust accounts, advice.
Mm-hmm.
So if they'll just give us a call, we'll be glad to try to answer whatever questions they might have.
Because, if you come in there and it's all emotional, that's sometimes, in my opinion, probably not the best time.
No, it's not.
To be trying to make those decisions.
No, it's not.
You just, you're dealing with the loss of somebody very significant in your life.
Right.
And now you're sitting there trying to plan everything out.
Right.
Particularly if it's all on you.
Right.
To make all the decisions.
Make all the decisions.
That's, oh man.
Yeah, well, when we see that, especially in conferences, I try to be as a guiding force to them, to try to assist them. Don't try to force them into any type of arrangements. I try to make it as best for them financially and emotionally as possible.
Right.
So it's not a cookie cutter situation.
True. Well, what I learned was just that being around you guys, sometimes, you're buying a pretty nice looking, very expensive thing that is going all underground.
Correct.
And nobody's going to see it after that.
Correct.
When some of them think, I think the law changed where some things could be surfaced back in the day, because you guys did my father's service.
Right.
I mean, but
correct.
The way he was buried in '79, that the law has changed since that time.
Laws change. Every receptacle has to go underground.
Right.
Correct.
So he has a cap at his grave site, but if we were doing that now, that wouldn't be there.
Nope.
That'd be covered up. That's what I'm saying. It's just that.
And I make that pretty plain to my families in conferences. This, it's nice and it looks good and it may be what you want, but now remember, when it's sealed, it has to go under the ground. Dirt's going to come on top of it. So that and I've had so many compliments about that.
Yeah, right.
That we didn't know that.
That's my point. I'm saying that, right?
And I'm glad you mentioned it to us.
Exactly.
So,
because then in that whatever y'all call those things, but you want something that's secure, that's not water's not going to get to it, and all those other things. Just that's the kind of level of professionalism I think that people want, and they're always complimentary. With those kind of things, because I get the feedback too,
Oh, okay.
And people that have been routed through you all. I have a friend that they had a loss, and actually you guys did the prep work, and their body went to South Carolina, and I hear to this day, and that was 2014, so that was 12 years ago, and I still hear to this day when I run into some of those family members talking about how much they appreciated what you all did. And particularly your work with the body was like, oh man, blah blah blah. Well, if you're in business, that's the kind of things you need.
That's
to
the kind of things you want to hear. yes. Because invariably the buck stops right here.
This is true.
Good or bad.
This is true.
So I tell my staff, I said, if it's going to be some comments, let it be good.
Right.
So.
Right.
And I've always been had this premise, Troy. I've always tried to treat you.
Right.
Sitting across from me.
Right.
Is the way I would want you to treat me.
Right.
If I were in the same situation.
True. Right. So, I understand. Well, look.
My dad taught me that.
Well, look, we're excited about you guys coming up and being the event on the 29th. And we'll say to those individuals, I hope that it's a grand affair. I know it will be. And, we just looking to have some great time. And I'm praying that it's not super hot.
Right, that's what I am too.
But both been hunting 5 today,
Yeah, isn't that something? Well, let me just thank you personally as your older brother.
That's right.
For granting me this opportunity to come and talk with you in this setting.
Yeah.
Hadn't been very comfortable, but you have made it comfortable for me. And I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, brother. And also, I'll say to our audience, this is truly a great man. He is, and his family. And if you don't know him, trust me, you get to know him. And also, shout out to all your colleagues, but particularly to your good friend, Miss Trifina.
Yes,
right? And Wiseman, and they're great people too. And,
great staff.
I know you guys kid each other all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
Yeah, we do.
Right.
I tell her a lot of times, I said, if the event that I had to try to restructure somewhere else, I hope I could have a job with her. So. But she. Speaking of Tri, she is a stalwart. She's very professional. She's been on the national level with the National Association, and she's doing a heck of a job here in Cumberland County.
She is. I mean, that's the mark.
I admire her so much. Yeah.
That's the both you guys are to be admired. Great.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Well, look, we have coming up next. We're going to have Heartbeat. Going to be coming up at 10. And at 11, we're going to have MP3. It's going to wrap things for me, and I'm going to be out of here. But anyway, look, Mr. Dallas Bo Dafford.
That's me. No, ain't no mister in that.
They call it Bo, right?
That's right. That's right.
And thank you so much for being a part of our show this morning.
Thank you.
And wish you the very best with everything, with you and Lynn.
Yes.
And, guys, you just got to meet her. Meet this couple. They are dynamic.
See you all on the 29th.
Right.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Well, look, thank you so much for our producer there, Miss Tammy. Still doing a great job. She's the greatest that there is.
All right.
On Fridays, we're on it on Fridays. Well, look, we out of here. Have a great one.